subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
I am trying these days because अगर आप अपना कैरेक्टर हमेशा आप घर पे लेके जाओगे तो आपकी पर्सनल लाइफ बहुत खराब होने के चांसेस है.
When you become a parent, you realize for the first time how it feels to leave your heart outside your body.
मैं अपने एक रूम में वो एक्सरसाइज परफॉर्म कर रहा था और मैंने कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें की जो मुझे कभी नहीं करनी चाहिए, विच इज़ सो ऑपोजिट टू विशाल जेठवा. और वो एक्सरसाइज कंप्लीट करते ही तुरंत मुझे बहुत रोना आ गया.
I remember Baazigar and Shahrukh turning around and telling me that, he's like, baby, you've got to hold something back. You have to start learning the craft.
Yeah.
And I was like, what craft? मेरे को एक्टिंग नहीं करनी है. मेरे को अभी अलग तरीके की एक्ट. My mother was like, what's up with that? Be brutally honest with yourself because that's the one person that you can't lie to.
That's true.
उससे झूठ नहीं बोल सकते आप.
Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah and today I'm going to be having a conversation with two super talented people in the house. We have Kajol and Vishal Jethwa. What's up guys? How are you guys doing?
Super.
Now you know what I was talking about. This
Yeah,
is
full of energy.
exactly what I was talking about.
Sound mic की
जरूरत है नहीं.
Sound बिल्कुल भी नहीं. I keep telling them but they don't listen to me. But guys, I have to say this. Okay. I was there present at the Salaam Venky trailer launch. And while I watched the trailer, after like for good half an hour, I didn't know how do I react. Okay. I was emotional and it put me in a different space for some strange reason. Okay. As actors, I want to ask you guys this. Okay. When you're a part of a script like this, of course, you're playing a character for the screen and all of that. Okay. But when you're done with it, okay, does it somewhere take a emotional toll on you? Please begin, Vishal.
Okay, so if you are very well experienced and if you know your craft and you are so used to it, then sometime you don't take your character at home also, but for that you need a lot of years of practice. But for actors like me it is little difficult, but I am trying these days because अगर आप अपना कैरेक्टर हमेशा आप घर पे लेके जाओगे तो आपकी पर्सनल लाइफ बहुत खराब होने के चांसेस है. बहुत खराब होने के चांसेस है because I have experienced this in my Mardani 2 film because that was very intense character and this was very emotional and very sensitive character, also very pure good boy. तो ये कैरेक्टर घर पे लेके जाते तो इतनी दिक्कत नहीं होती. बट जहाँ पे आप ऐसे कुछ कैरेक्टर्स कर रहे हैं, ऐसे कुछ शेड कर रहे हैं जो आपको मेंटली आपको डिस्टर्ब करने वाले हैं, तो यू शुड लर्न दिस. बट ये एक्सपीरियंस से ही आता है और जब आप शुरू में बहुत प्रो हो जाते हैं उसके बाद तो इट इज लाइक स्विच ऑन स्विच ऑफ फॉर यू. सो दिस इज हाउ इट इज.
Let's ask the queen. Queen, what do you have to say about this? Queen Kajol.
I've reached that stage.
Yeah, I have seen it.
Now you know why I said she's queen.
I've reached that stage and I reached that stage very long back. I never ever, for me it really is a switch on and switch off. हर किसी किरदार के लिए आपका एक ग्राफ होता है आपके सर में and that's only yours.
Yeah.
वो किसी को समझाने जाओ तो प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. तो यू कांट एक्सप्लेन इट टू एनीबडी, यू कांट टेल देम हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू ग्राफ इट, यू डोंट हैव टू एक्सप्लेन टू देम, यू कांट एक्सप्लेन टू देम द इनर वर्किंग्स ऑफ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन योर माइंड. Yeah, but that's yours and for me I find it relatively easy के action के साथ we are doing what we are supposed to and with cut I'm back to myself as well.
But I remember, at the trailer launch where you said this very clearly that, hey, when I was approached for this, my idea was very clear. I am not doing anything where my children go through something. Because of course, being a mother, it's like putting yourself through that emotion.
And I didn't want to do that. And I don't, and I still have that reservation in my head. I still have that reservation in my head because I think, I think Revati put it beautifully. It's when you become a parent, you realize for the first time how it feels to leave your heart outside your body, and it's there in somebody else completely. And you have to live with that.
Also fragile, right, as a mother?
Very, very much so. And as parents, I think there is that unknown, unnamed fear inside you at all times that, hey, कुछ हो नहीं जाए, कहीं पे छोटी सी खरोच भी आती है तो आपको प्रॉब्लम होती है. So yeah, I didn't want to play a character. I said no, nothing doing. I said मेरा काम जो है मैं दूसरे तरीकों से दिखाऊंगी, दूसरे टॉपिक पे दिखा सकती हूँ. मुझे इस टॉपिक पे अपना I don't want to show them how good I am on this particular topic.
But can I honestly also tell you this? And of course, this is me being a little biased, guys, because huge Kajol admirer here. That somehow when you just appear on screen, whatever character you play, okay, it just looks so convincing, right? Like she will make you believe that she can be a murderer, she can be a mother, she can be a ghost, she can be anything on screen, and you will believe it. You will forget that this is Kajol. She'll be all of it. Okay. But you know, to what you said, Vishal, your first film, okay, it wasn't the stereotypical Bollywood film, right?
No.
It was a very heavy film, and because you said that, because you didn't know that switch on, switch off, okay, when was the time you realized that, hey, what am I doing? This is not how it's supposed to be?
So the time when I got my character of Sunny in Mardani you are talking about.
Yeah,
na?
yeah, yeah.
So I was doing my workshop. One exercise was given to me और मैं वो perform कर रहा था. I cannot tell you what it was exactly. और मैं अपने एक रूम में वो exercise perform कर रहा था और मैंने कुछ ऐसी चीज़ें की जो मुझे कभी नहीं करनी चाहिए, which is so opposite to विशाल जेठवा. और वो एक्सरसाइज कंप्लीट करते ही तुरंत मुझे बहुत रोना आ गया, बिकॉज आई रियलाइज्ड मुझे 3-4 सेकंड लगे उस कैरेक्टर से बाहर आने को, और मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि ये मैंने क्या किया है. तो वो समय था जब मुझे कोई एक कैरेक्टर का ब्रेक थ्रू मिला. सो यस तो वो बहुत डार्क जोन था. बट इट हेल्प्स अ लॉट. और बट इसका ही एक दूसरा पार्ट है. आई थिंक मैम ने और रेवती मैम ने भी ये बात की थी कि जब आपके पास अगर वो क्राफ्ट है तो है, वरना आप कितने भी वर्कशॉप कर लो, कितने भी फॉर्मूला अपनाओ, आपके अंदर वो परफॉर्मेंस है नहीं, आप कैरेक्टर से रिलेट नहीं करते हो, आप समझते नहीं हो, तो कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. वरना जब हम स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ते हैं ना, वो कुछ लाइंस पढ़ते पढ़ते ही हम कनेक्ट करने लगते हैं, हमें मिल जाता है कैरेक्टर. फिर वो सचमुच कभी कभार स्विच ऑन स्विच ऑफ भी हो जाता है आपके लिए. वो इतना ईजी भी हो सकता है.
Also, Kajol, when you play characters which are inspired from real life, okay, do you also feel like you have this responsibility that you have to portray them well on screen, right?
Definitely. I feel the biggest responsibility in this is to justify a living character. You have to, and your biggest payoff will be when she sees the film and she says that, you know, okay, well done. Okay, I've come out of this thinking, not bad. Okay, theek hai, I can live with that. She has to live with that. I may not have to live with that, but she has to live with it. And most important of all, I mean, I've met Sujata ji, and she is such a wonderfully simple person. There is this amazing simplicity and this simple steel in her, and that I think was the core of what Sujata should be like to me on screen. She's not about histrionics, and she's not about body language, and she's not big, and she's not wild, and she's not all of that. She really is at her core just simple. And there is this quiet, amazingly, it's not like she's got these fabulous monologues or, you know, what all of that. There's just something about her that is just quietly so strong. And I really hope and pray, I hope, you know, when you see the film and when you guys see the film, that y'all are able to get that. I hope I can convey that to you.
But can I tell you this, while you were talking, like while you were saying all this, I only had glimpses of the trailer in front of me, and I think you've already done that. Like 70% of your job is already done, because you in the trailer was what came in front of my eyes while you were saying this. So I think you've already won more than half the battle, honestly. Okay. But, you know, like he was saying that for him, Mardani 2 was that delving into the dark kind of a space. For you, do you remember a film that got you to delve into the past? Or the dark?
I don't know dark, but I've been there also. I've been there where I've given so much to a film where I have not had anything left after that.
Okay.
And I remember reaching that point. I remember at the beginning of my career, I remember doing Baazigar and Shah Rukh turning around and telling me that, you know, he's like, you know, baby, you've got to hold something back. You have to start learning the craft.
Yeah.
And I was like, what craft? What are you talking about? And he's just looking at me like the technique of acting. I was like, अच्छा ठीक है काम कर रहे हैं ना just काम कर रहे हैं जो काम कर रहे हैं ना why do you want to fix what isn't broke? So yeah, I only figured that out later when I did. I think I did Udhar Ki Zindagi, and I reached that film, and that film just drained me to the point where it wasn't about taking the character home.
Yeah.
It was just about each and every shot just taking so much out of you when you're trying to be so honest, and you are so honest.
Yeah.
It just takes so much out of you that it drained me completely and absolutely. And after that, I just turned around and I told my mom, I said, I'm done. I cannot cry anymore on screen. I cannot cry. I just can't cry. I can't do this emotional thing for a while now. I said, abhi mere ko picture karni hai jahan pe main running down trees and singing 4 songs and I have 3 scenes. मेरे को वही पिक्चरें करनी है, मुझे ऐसी पिक्चरें करनी ही नहीं है जहाँ पे ग्लिसरीन लगाओ, रो, be honest in front of the camera और मेरे को एक्टिंग नहीं करनी है. मेरे को अभी अलग तरीके की एक्ट. My mother was like, what's up with that? Before that I was like, no mom, I need to do films where, I feel like I'm a great part of the film, and all I got to, enough. What? हो गया.
बट फिर रेवती मैम की एंट्री होती है और फिर एक बार काजोल मैम को मना लेते हैं.
But listen, honestly, after that also, she's done that in Dushman.
So that's what. So I started learning how to act after that. I started learning the craft after that. When I realized that it took that. I don't need to give that much.
Yeah.
You don't have to give that much.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, I'll learn this.
Don't give that much is what she's saying, basically. But guys, honestly, as actors, when you are done with the film, all of that, okay, and once the film hits, is out for release and the audience watches it, okay, now there are 2 kind of criticism that the film gets probably, okay. One is a constructive criticism that, hey, this was good, this could have been better. And one is just downright, that, hey, this person, I don't know what this person's agenda is, but this person actually has an agenda, okay. As actors, you'll be able to differentiate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you deal with it? Do you actually take it very personally? Because I know as actors, you've put your hard work, blood and sweat into that damn thing, right? And once it is done, and when people are just being downright obnoxious about whatever they're writing about your film, what do you do as artists? Do you just
I have a very clear cut. I have a very clear cut funda in my life, I would say, which I don't know whether it makes me objective, subjective, I don't know what it is, but it's very clear cut. And I think that's pretty much what my mom has taught me from the time that I was a kid.
Yeah.
That darling, it matters how much you put into it.
Yeah.
Have you done your best? Have you been be brutally honest with yourself, because that's the one person that you can't lie to.
That's true.
उससे झूठ नहीं बोल सकते
Yes,
आप. तो खुद से बोल दो कि तुम आपने सचमुच इतना 300% डाला है. अगर ये जवाब हाँ में आता है तो फिर आपको किसी से डरने की जरूरत नहीं है और आपको किसी दूसरे की बात सुनने की भी जरूरत नहीं है. So yes, constructive criticism, and that constructive criticism, like I heard somebody say once, I will take it from people who know what they're saying. And who've been in my place and who can stand in my shoes and then speak. I will not take it from people who have not stood in my shoes and walked that mile in my shoes as well.
So, wow. What do you have to say to Queen K?
देखिए, पर्सनली मेरे लाइफ में मैंने ये चीज़ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं की है, क्योंकि अब तक बहुत लकीली मुझे ऐसे कोई नेगेटिव कमेंट्स आए नहीं हैं. बट ये हम डिफरेंशिएट इजीली कर सकते हैं कि क्या ये सिर्फ ऐसे ही हम लोगों को चिढ़ाने के लिए, या क्योंकि वो उनका नेचर बताता है. और पता नहीं, बहुत सारे लोगों को ना ये ऐसी सारी चीज़ें बहुत कैची लगती है. इवन हमें भी, हम भी बोल रहे हैं ना, किसी की फिल्म खराब हुई तो हमें भी देखने में कहीं ना कहीं, भले हमें अंदर से अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, पर एट द सेम टाइम कहीं ना कहीं हमें वो चुल होती है कि क्या बोला, देखते हैं. तो उसी के वजह से ये सारी चीज़ें बहुत एंटरटेन होती है. बट पर्सनली मैं इतना लकी रहा हूँ कि मुझे कभी भी ऐसी चीज़ मिली नहीं है. कंस्ट्रक्टिव क्रिटिसिज्म तो डेफिनेटली आई विल टेक इट, बट अब तक तो मुझे उसमें भी तारीफ़ें मिली है. तो हाँ, बट आगे के लिए मैं प्रिपेयर रहना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि ये परमानेंटली रहने वाली चीज़ नहीं है. आप अपना 100%. क्यों नहीं? मैम,
ये गलत है ना? ये गलत है. Expect better. Expect better. Of course.
Always.
If you're going to give 100%, if you're going to give 150%, 250 and 300%, then I feel people can see your honesty.
For sure.
I feel, yeah, and the camera is an amazing man-made magic, as I call it. It is able to get, if you are going to be उतनी honesty अगर आप दिखाओगे अपने काम में, तो जरूर आपको उतनी तारीफ ही मिलेगी. उतनी people will give you that much back.
That is so
Wow,
true.
wow.
The last one coming away, guys. A genre you really want to do?
I want to do comedy.
Comedy?
I really want to do comedy, not horror. Thank you very much. I know you're looking at me because of that. No, it's not happening.
Why?
No,
Are
it's
you
not
scared?
happening.
Are you like...
A for one, मैं horror देखती नहीं हूँ. खुद की पिक्चर नहीं देखूंगी तो कैसे होगा? डबिंग कौन करेगा?
You'll be great in a horror.
Thanks. Am I scaring you right now? I don't need a dark room to make people scared. To
That
scare
is so true.
anyone. Yeah.
That is so true. That is so true.
जिसको भी
Okay,
डराना
so
हो,
comedy.
normally डरा सकते हैं.
That's fact. Hard facts have been spilled in this interview. Right
Such.
there.
Yes, एकदम सच है, एकदम सच.
We just saw this guy. So comedy for you and
मुझे 2 किरदार करने हैं फिलहाल मेरे दिमाग में. एक है मुझे करना है किन्नर का रोल.
okay.
और उनकी रियल लाइफ दिखाना चाहता हूँ ना, क्योंकि लोगों ने हमेशा उन्हें कैसे दिखाया, या तो उनसे डराया है
Yeah.
या तो फिर बहुत फनी बना दिया, हाय हाय
हाँ. I know what I
उस
see.
जोन में
Yeah,
उस जोन में बता दिया है. तो मुझे उससे अलग करके उनका बचपन कैसे गुजरा होगा, उन्हें जब फर्स्ट टाइम पता चला होगा कि वो क्या उनके लाइफ में क्या हो रहा है, कैसे हो रहा है, उन्होंने अपने मॉम डैड से जब ये बात शेयर की होगी, तो मुझे वो पूरी जर्नी उनकी डेथ तक पूरी मुझे वो एक करने की बहुत इच्छा है. और मुझे शिवाजी का रोल करने का बहुत इच्छा है.
Woo!
बहुत
Nice.
बहुत
Very nice. Nice.
शिवाजी
Now I know
महाराज
what
की
this is. This is happening right here. But thank you so much, guys, for coming with me. Like I said, Salaam Venky. I know for a fact this film is going to touch a lot of people, and it's going to open a Pandora's box of conversation, which I
Yes.
think needs to happen. Right?
Yes, yes,
So
definitely.
keeping fingers crossed for that. Thank you so much, you super talented people, for having
Say
a
that
chat
it's
with me.
releasing also.
Yes, yes, yes.
9th
It's
of
releasing
December.
9th of December,
Oh,
guys.
no.
I'm saying it. Salaam Venky, guys, is releasing on the 9th of December. So please do not miss it. Please go with your family, watch it. Like I said, it's going to open a very important conversation. These 2 talented people are in it. I'm going to see you guys super soon. Till then, this one is a wrap.